Hi there. I trust you're keeping well, and it gives me joy to share the word with you all this week. The word that I'm about to share was actually put in my heart a few days ago by the Lord when I was listening to a sermon that my pastor was preaching. He was preaching about the thief who was beside Jesus, the thief who accepted Jesus at the very last minute. So the Lord taught me that the thief who accepted Christ at the very end, he did not see Jesus as the miracle worker. He did not see Jesus performing miracles, turning, water into wine, or multiplying food, or healing the sick, or even raising people from the dead. What the thief saw at that very moment was he saw Christ crucified, in a position similar or even worse to what the thief was. He saw Jesus who was nailed to the cross. He saw a Jesus who was completely in pain in every possible way, with the crown of thorns on his head, his body bruised, his flesh torn, completely helpless. And yet, he says here, as we read in the Gospel of Luke, chapter 23, verse 42, it says here, the thief said to Jesus, "Lord, remember me when you come into your kingdom." It's a beautiful statement of faith here from this thief that he says to Jesus. Prophet Isaiah says that he was bruised for our iniquities. He was without form. You could not look at him. That's how terribly beaten and terribly bruised Jesus was. And this man here, this thief here, he looks at this Jesus and he says, Lord. The revelation he had there was that he is Lord, even at a situation like that. And what challenged me personally was, when I look at God today, how do I see God? Do I see him as a healer, as a miracle worker, as a supernatural God? Yes, he is all of that. But for someone to look at Christ in a situation where he is not able to do anything, in a situation where he's nailed to the cross, his hands, his feet, and in a situation where he can't do anything to help this man, and for him to say, "Remember me when I come into your kingdom," or in other words, declaring and accepting him as Christ, my friend, that's something else. And oftentimes in our faith journey as well, we just want to see God as a person who only works miracles and does something that we need. We look at God as a source of need always. We don't look at God for who he is. The thief saw Jesus for who he was at that very particular situation. The thief saw Jesus at his most weakest situation on the cross of Calvary and still decided to give his heart to Jesus. Today, my friend, I want to ask you, what's the reason for you to follow Jesus? Why do you love this Jesus? Do you love him for all the good things that he has done for you, or do you love him for what he did on the cross for you? Are you able to see Jesus the way this thief saw him and still say, Lord, I love you. Lord, remember me. Let's look at Jesus. Even though it's hard to look at him that way, let's look at him the way he actually walked to the cross for our sins, and let's learn to love him that way. I believe that this was a blessing to you, and I pray that the Lord will minister to you. God bless you, and you have a wonderful Christ-centered week. Take care. Bye-bye.